Hi, this is Matt, Oates Malone. I decided that I would go ahead and record my third playthrough of Dark Souls 2, and do a little Let's Play of it. I've really enjoyed the Souls series, kind of my favorite thing on the market right now. So just really doing this to share it with friends and, you know, for everybody else to enjoy it as well. Um, I'll be doing live commentary throughout, I think. Um, it's just how I prefer to do it, and yeah, we'll go ahead and start in the our initial cutscene. I won't speak during that, but should be keeping everything in it. So here you go.
Perhaps you've seen it, maybe in a dream, a murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything once branded. The symbol of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame. Your wings will burn in anguish. Time after time. For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
All right, and that's the first cutscene. A lot of, you know, cliches in there. But that's okay. It's there to set the scene. Here's our character, wearing clothing that's meant to be androgynous. And we'll go ahead and stand ourselves up and things Betwixt. Not sure if Betwixt is a translation thing. I don't know. I feel like the translation kind of does this game a disservice frequently, which is a bit of a problem in Dark Souls 2, because they talk a hell of a lot more than they did in Dark Souls 1. Okay, we got our Rusted Coin. Rusted Coins boost luck, they improve item recovery, that sort of stuff. Or item drops, I guess. Black Void. Kind of reminiscent of the lake at the bottom of the world in the first Dark Souls.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
Alright, so we're gonna be Janet, something incredibly urbane. There we go.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look. Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
Yeah, so we're seeing a heck of a lot of the somewhat problematic translation right in there. Now you may be saying, Matt, aren't you playing a character named Janet? That's right, and Janet could be a man. Somewhat aged man. Go to tattoo real quick. If only real tattoos are this easy, right? I think that'll work. Yeah, we don't need to get too advanced.
All people come here for the same reason, to break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance. Well, you never know.
must remember. Hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You'll lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
Yeah, so it sort of it's a real heavy lampshading of like the reputation of the game there, sort of a wink to the user, I guess. I think it's kind of unnecessary.
Fair travel.
A little heavy-handed.
I know that you must. Why else would you? This lost, decayed kingdom. My name is Millibeth. The old women were once firekeepers. I am here to look up. It is what my mother did, and her mother before her, and so on.
Class system.
The old women were keepers of the fire. But now, the fire shows signs, and the kingdom is... The old women are sisters. Long ago, firekeepers were commonplace, but now they are lost, scattered to the winds. The old women are sisters, but now...
Alright. She doesn't give you that until you finish the tutorial. Grab this real quick. And we'll go kill an ogre. So we're playing as a knight here. Knights start off with heavy vitality, so they have a little more survival early on, more strength. And this time I think I'm actually going to do a heavy armor strength build. I've done a strength build before. That was my first character through, but it wasn't necessarily heavy armor. It was actually pretty lightly armored. Yep, get him the attack chain. And second character I played through with was a mage. So I do like the heavy armor play style. I did that in the first Dark Souls. Alright, got him. He drops the stone ring, which improves poise. It's going to be important for this build. Poise is your ability to be a stone cold badass and not care whenever you get hit. It keeps you from staggering and things like that. Really useful. Stun locking is really important in the game, so if an enemy hits you and you get knocked back, don't have a chance to recover before he swings again, obviously you're going to take a hell of a lot more damage. Oh, shit! Alright, so... First death before we even get to a bonfire. Oh good. This is starting off well. Oh, and I'm already dead again. So, don't do that. It's a thing you don't want to do. Cobalt's been killed enough, I want that. No thanks. I don't really give you a whole lot, and I kind of want to keep any further embarrassment out of my life right now. So we'll just go grab that item again real quick in the souls that we dropped. Alright, there we go. So what happened there, I lost my souls whenever I died, and you can pick them up from the point that you died if you don't die on the way there. Excellence. Okay, alright. There's a bonfire, we don't really need to use it right now. But bonfires heal you up, fill up your Estus flask, which we don't have yet. And you can travel between bonfires, stuff like that, burn things in them, between spells, all that sort of stuff. Sort of a save point, really. Here's the tutorial, so it's not very difficult at all. All these things have instructions. How to dash, that sort of stuff. This is a backstab tutorial. I'm really just walking through here to get enough souls to later on buy a helmet and a shield. Oh, he hit me. So as compared to Dark Souls, this game moves a lot more smoothly. I think that's a huge improvement. The speed of play is a little bit higher, so even if you're wearing heavy armor in this game, you still move pretty quick. Which I think is good for the game. And just generally, it moves really, really pleasantly. I'm playing on the PC version. The PC version of Dark Souls 2 is worlds better than the PC version of Dark Souls 1. So, definitely working pretty well. I picked up at the beginning a petrified something, which is one thing that you can trade these crows here. Usually you want to trade them smooth and silky stones. But there's a couple of other things that you can get stuff from. Amber herbs are going to be useless for this character.
Yes, you! Give us!
They give us something pretty nice usually for the petrified something though. Like a ring. Okay. What does this do?
Yes, you!
That is
Give us Silky!
useless. So we can look like a phantom. With my mage character, I picked up the petrified something at the beginning, and he got the demon, like this old demon hammer. Takes like 50 strength to use. It's something that he was never ever going to use, but at least he had something nice. Previously I've gotten like an old whip that dealt a hell of a lot of damage, that sort of stuff. Anytime. Just anytime. Alright, so here's the introduction to the jump mechanics. We're gonna make sure to line this up correctly. Jump, and we're good. The jump mechanic works a lot better in Dark Souls 2 than Dark Souls 1. Partially because they mapped a different button to jump than run, which is an excellent decision. Here's our plunging attack rules. Alright. Got him. And they'll teach us how to parry. Come on, bring it. Or not. Fine. Won't carry you. This crouch red eye orbs are good for invading other players and murdering other hosts. And that's something I'm going to be doing a lot of. I'm not really I don't really do much PvP. I'm honestly terrible at it. Another drop down here. Got him. Dodge an arrow. Pop a life gem. Oop. That was close. Alright. That's done with. Alright, so that's pretty much the end of the tutorial. Over there are two ogres. You can fight them if you want. We have just a sword, so that would be time consuming and boring to watch, so we'll save that for later. And they guard a coffin that allows you to change your gender so that Janet can become a woman, maybe eventually, but not right now. Janet's okay with being a man. Up there is the path to the Shaded Woods. We can't get there right now because there is a statue blocking the way. We'll need a fragrant branch of yore to turn it back into a person. And at that point, we'll be able to get all the stuff we need. Got Bernard Hugo sitting there as well. Hey, we got a Morning Star. Awesome. That'll be useful for taking on ironclads later on. And binoculars are useful for aiming. Throwing weapons. Spells if you got them. So over here we'll meet the Emerald Herald. She is the one who allows us to level up.
Are you? Or
We're not going to level up right now.
I will
We're going to
remain
focus
by
on
your
getting
side till this frail hope
armor
shatters.
and a good shield first.
Take this with you. May it ease your journey. Go
This
on
gives
and
us the essence
see the
from
king.
her, which is really good.
He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul, King Vendrick.
She also introduces us to some of the
Bearer of the curse.
old figures in history.
Seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls.
More
You will
lampshading.
never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid.
Thanks.
Seek those whose names are unutterable. The four endowed with immense souls. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me,
Okay, so
so that hope will not fade away.
first step, pretty much. We're here to cure the undead curse. We gotta kill 4 big bosses, get their souls returned to her, and then we go on, get the castle, stuff like that. Okay. Burn things. We're not gonna burn the human effigy. That returns us to our human selves. Burning it prevents you from getting invaded for a while, or at least reduces the chances of it. For right now, though, let's just get some armor and head on into the Forest of Fallen Giants. So in the history of this place, there was, in the fall of the nation was partially, I think, due to a war with giants that had happened. You actually go back in history later on in the game to sort of see that.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. Oh, sorry. I came from the west. Have you been there? Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere. But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold. It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway. I don't even know why I'm still here. Everything's all run down and dying. It's terrible for business, really.
Alright, so first thing we're going to do is get up by the shield. It has almost 100% damage reduction, which is good, and we're also going to get that helmet.
Thanks
So
very
let's go
much.
ahead and pop these souls here. Get a little bit more purchasing might here, and we'll pick up the Falconer helmet and complete our set.
Thanks very much.
Excellent. So now we are properly outfitted to be a knight. And really quickly I'm gonna grab Titanite shard from here. Titanite shards and other Titanite things are used to upgrade items. Shalquar is a cat who lives over there. There's the mansion that we can't get into yet. Blacksmith is there, but we don't have the key, so he can't work on anything for us. Here's worldwide deaths. We're up to how many now? 103 million. Sufficient.
You're undead, aren't you? You have that distinct
Hides Tower of
scent,
Flame over there.
the smell of irreversible fate. This is Majula. It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. And in Drangleic these days, there are very few places. I am Solden. And like you, I lost everything. And now I'm here.
Alright,
You
yeah.
probably heard that
Let's
it
not
was
listen to the sad
bad.
sack.
There's nothing here for you. Do you, even I,
Yeah,
am
souls.
told anything live what we do you to be alive, to walk this earth. That's the real curse.
Real
We
downer.
Undead, and that's quite a predicament, really. There are 4 beings.
Alright, just give us a ring.
If you need help, why, when you face danger, protection is...
Sure, let's join the Way of Blue Covenant.
That is why people are weak, but the Blue Sentinels watch over us. Let the Sentinels cradle you in their embrace.
Great, so we got a new ring, blue seal. That increases our health just a tiny bit. You can see that up there on the red bar. Other than that, the Way of Blue has an additional benefit where if you're part of the Covenant and you get invaded by somebody else, then Blue Sentinels who are wearing the Ring of the Covenant, the Blue Sentinel Ring or whatever it's called, they will sometimes get summoned into invaded players' worlds who are part of the Way of Blue. So it's sort of really good for new players who would like the extra little bit of help whenever another player comes in and tries to kill them for their souls. I've actually never gotten a Blue Sentinel into my game before, but that's usually because I switch over to another Covenant pretty quickly. I have been part of the Blue Sentinels before and have been summoned into other people's worlds. You know, that's always just to give you the warm fuzzies there. Whenever you are helping as a Blue Sentinel, you leave the world as soon as you kill the invader. And beyond that... There we go. Beyond that, you also can't hurt anything else other than the invader while in the world. So your only interaction with the world, the only point for being there is killing the invader, which helps you level up in the Covenant and do all that. Generally, if you get summoned into another player's world, it's because you put a summoning sign down, and then you help them kill the boss, and that's sort of usually the cap-off point. Come on, then. Let's do this. Alright. Life gem. Let's ask the slots first. So, we'll light our first other bonfire now. There's a couple summon signs on the ground there. Bring in other players to help us out. I'm not sure if they get summoned there, it might just go to the end of the area, or they might last until the boss of the area, but I'm not sure how long this area runs. There's an archer up there, so we're going to take cover behind here. Bait out this guy real quick. See that we took a little bit of damage from blocking that, because we don't have 100% physical block, just 90% right now. It's better than taking 100%. This game is really just so much prettier than Dark Souls 2 was. Having so much smoother. Okay, and we'll address these guys. There's an archer up there, so we're going to move behind this tree and get some cover. Close. Alright. We'll come right back down here as soon as we actually go up there and get that archer. There's a few items up there too we're going to pick up, so it's worth the trip. Nope. Oh, shit. And that's the old weapon system working. So my swing tried to pass through the wall, which it doesn't work. So weapon movesets matter a lot, depending on what area you're fighting in. short sword over here, which we can't use because we don't have the dexterity for it. Because of course a large sword like this takes less dexterity to use than a smaller sword. Head away back down. And we won't try to take on the Hide Knight because I don't really feel like it. These guys are optional. They drop pretty good equipment. Usually the weapon that they have. But they're also pretty tough. Nope. Just gonna try to go for a backstab there. Ouch. Okay. Walking quiet. Let's sneak up on enemies and backstab them like so. And these guys are easy as long as you've got a decent shield. So. Just block and combo them back. It's really interesting because different builds will have problems with different sorts of enemies. Like with the knight, I've really had a problem with this area. I was playing a dex build though, and not being able to, with two rapiers, and not being able to block through this area was a bit problematic for me at first. But I'm really used to playing, you know, like high armor, shield bearing guys. So I played through all of Dark Souls as well. Okay, so we're still doing okay on time. Just gonna jump over here and kill this guy real quick. We'll hit another backstab with him, and we'll get on over here then. Dropping attack on him. Him to the wall. So, this is going to be that we're going to get back out of the area. That's going to lead us back up there. It's the same place we were earlier. Oh, that missed, and he's gonna give us some trouble later. Alright. So our broadsword is going down the track, which is too bad. Gonna need to switch out soon. This is gonna be broken soon. Probably after we clear out these guys. Pile of dudes here. Finish him up quick. Switch out to a dagger soon. Broadsword's still doing okay. Should last us through all the enemies here. There's some guys up there, but I don't have any ranged weapons that are going to work for us, so I'm going to go ahead and just drag them out this way. Running in here and usually jump in behind you, but baited him up. There we go. So that'll give us a moment to grab that. The helmet that we don't want. We'll annoy the salamander. Wait for him to breathe. item and roll out. And we're gonna open this door. Be able to get the fire longsword here. Come on now. Right, which we don't have enough dexterity to use at the moment. And it's really just about as good as the fire broadsword. These things are, but... Or, I'm sorry, about as good as the normal broadsword we have, so weapon advancement like that is actually sometimes not a good idea, depending on your build. I mean, the enhancements really depend on what your stats are like. So just, you know, getting lightning on top of a sword isn't always a good idea, because it actually lessens the amount of physical damage that it'll do. And it also will apply both an enemy's physical resistance and like lightning resistance if it's lightning to your attacks of that style. So that can, you know, reduce the amount of damage that you'll be doing in that case. So it's definitely something you want to watch for. Okay, so we've got about 2,000.
Oh, come now, help an old woman.
Got this old stick of a woman.
My name is Malentia. You're a stranger to this land. Oh, we get as strangers these days. Everybody's gone and run off. Dranglake's been a pile of rubble since the war fought long, long ago. And the giants crossed the sea.
She's talking about the giants.
Seemed like the battles would never end. Poor folk like myself had nary a place to sleep. That's why I keep all me things right with me. You may travel light, but methinks you bear it. They say these trees grew from the remains of the jump, from each carcass sprouting new life growing into what you see now. But you know what they also say? Don't believe what an old hag says. It's high time that I pick up a move. I've a bargain for you next time we meet, my love.
Okay, so exhausting her dialogue here is going to cause her to move back to Majula, which is pretty nice. So that, whenever we're there, we can just pick up everything from her at that point in time. So we're going to pick up one firebomb from her. We're going to buy the blacksmith's key as well, so that we can get access to all that. And I don't think she has anything else that we really need right now. Maybe some throwing knives, but I'm just going to hoard the souls I've got left, basically. Start upgrading things. Now, real quick before we finish up for today, because I'm running out of time. Up here is a locked door, but it doesn't really matter. You can cut it down. And there's chests up here, which aren't mimics. That's nice. There is this guy. But there's also just a couple items to pick up here. Hand axe, radiant lechem. Hand axe is nice for if you don't start with a decent decent weapon. Like if you're playing a sorcerer, you can always go with fire longsword if you got the stats for it. Down where we had picked that up. But if you don't have any of those, that's nice. Plus an Estus flash shard and a small white soapstone. So those are really useful. Estus flask shards give you more uses of your Estus flask. So right now I can only use it once. And actually, I'll go ahead and hit that up before we stop recording for the day. Awesome. Okay. So over here, there are a few more items around here that I neglected to pick up in my haste. Like a life gem there, and if you knock this rock into the well, a becomes a corpse, who was apparently hung in the well, and another Estus Flash shard, which is a lot more important. If we take the
Is that a
Estus Flash
shard
shards
you
to the Emerald Herald,
To see light, however.
she can upgrade our Estus Flask and give us more uses of it. Which is lovely. And we also got the blacksmith's key, so we'll go ahead and use that.
Ah, yes, very good. Now I can get to work, but first, let me set up. Come again later.
Fantastic. So whenever we come back, he'll be able to upgrade our items, and so that'll be next time we play. We'll go ahead and start off with that and see if I can upgrade the sword at all. So that's what we'll leave off for today, and next time we should be able to finish up the Forest of Fallen Giants pretty quickly, and move on to Heights Tower of Flame after that. Ciao.